Hello and good morning. Gary Champion, psychic medium and healer once again. I've been doing healing lately because I've not been well and my energy levels have dropped. So um, I think that happens to everybody. That's a healer. When you get ill, your ability to heal drops off. Anyway, mine has, but it's coming back. I had a pretty good day yesterday, so I'm limited. Someone's saying, I can never come up with the right words, but someone who's passed, who's probably been dead for hundreds of years, can come up with the exact word. Anyway, just want to have a talk today about the holiday season and how crazy it is. And every year at this time, I walk around and I hear depression, frustration, Christmas gifts, visiting the in-laws, tension, pressure, and then we have a huge spike of self-inflicted whatever, suicidal, and I just everybody that's really lived has sort of been there. And the for me, what begins it is communication breaks down. And people stop talking to you. You stop having anything to say. And we're a communicative group of animals. And that's Peanut outside walking. It's amazing. You can hear him 2 blocks away. Anyway, we stop communicating. So if you know someone who's maybe a little depressed, and they just stop talking altogether, open a dialogue with them, because often they just need to be verified in some way that their thoughts matter, that their being here has a purpose. And we need validation for our presence here, I think sometimes. When we don't get it, we can start looking at all the bad things. Well, I didn't have a good year, and blah, blah, blah. I wrecked a car, and none of those things matter. Losing a house, losing a car, what matters is losing people, because you're unique. Everybody's uniquely themselves and can't be replaced. You think they would? Billions of people on the planet, I don't know how many people, 3 billion, let's say. And everyone is totally unique. And not so much in other countries, but in America, we're born to be unique. We believe in being unique. That's why we paint our cars and express ourselves in odd ways, because we want and desire to be unique. And really, if you just stood there, you'd realize that you're unique in yourself, that no two of you exist anywhere. DNA, you start there at the very bottom. No one's got your exact DNA. Everybody's a little different. But the way you express yourself, the way you were raised, the parents you had, the struggles you've had, all these things define you as someone unique. And the world can't do without unique people. We need all of them we can get. And I'm just saying that this is a time of the year where that gets lost. People begin looking at their failures, failure to achieve, failure in your relationship, failure in your business life, or no, I didn't get to see Paris this year. I'm so depressed. And if you had a conversation about, next year is another year. You go to Paris next year. Maybe some sort of validation in a positive way instead of, yeah, you screwed that up. That's no good. And for some people, mostly people like us who are sensitive or super sensitive, as I call them, it doesn't take much sometimes. A lot of little things build up, and then you're not here anymore. It sneaks up on you. You're not aware that you're depressed. You're not aware that you have suicidal thoughts. Interesting thing happening on the medical front, and you can hear him coming up the stairs. If you have a trip to a hospital or a clinic, or even a clinic that's not a hospital, that does other things, they're all rushing to put in their own psychological evaluation departments. Why? Money. Uh, you can't do anything without answering the question, have you had suicidal thoughts? That's in all these things that you go in for. Is someone holding you at home, making you do bad things? Is someone beating you or abusing you at home? Those are questions that are on everything. When I have to enter in a hospital over something, that's there. And I always make fun of it and say my wife beats me, of course. That's not true, but that's what they're looking for. They'll latch on that. Oh, you got to see the new department over here on psychological evaluation. They run you through, and before you know it, you're tied up in seeing people weekly over something you didn't have. So, medical community is always looking to make a buck. I don't know about improving an operation, but they're always looking to make a buck, and you got to watch them, both eyes, because I've been sucked into these things. And I was trying to think of the other one. Here's one. We're evaluating you for this thing, and we're going to fix that thing. But meanwhile, while we were looking, we found this spot on your chest, this little thing. We need to biopsy that. We got to cut you open and biopsy it. Okay, well, that's something you need to make a decision about, but I'd get a second opinion before I let anybody cut me up over something that showed up on a scan that's this tiny. Now, I'm telling you this from personal experience. I've been through all these things I'm talking about. The lesion may not even be there. Scans are not perfect. Why would you want to biopsy a lesion on a lung that's not doing anything? Money. Why else would you? Or to cut you open, that's more money. Or to treat you for it, that's more money. So that's 3 times the money there. Then you're in the hospital room and it's $1,000 a day, and pretty soon you're broke. They got your money and they're going to put on a new wing or hire a new psychological evaluation guy to counsel you on your depression. Everybody gets depressed every now and then, but it doesn't mean you need counseling on it. You just need to work through it. You think these yahoos are going to help you work through something that you've got that's psychological? There's no way in hell. I bet you $1,000 that there's no way they can work you through that. In their limited little brain capacity, they're going to see you once a week, drain your bank account, and say, work on it. Walk it off. So beware. Medical community is not always your friend anymore. It used to be. Now, I've been in and out of a lot of hospitals lately, and I dearly love the nurses are just marvelous, and the doctors are really competent. I mean, they're not there because they're bad doctors. They're there because they're good doctors. But the hospital organization as a whole, they're just eyeing your wallet. He's here for this. Let's get this. Does he have flat feet? Do we need to trim his ears? So they're always evaluating you for the next operation while you haven't even gotten this one done. Anyway, I was trying to think of another one that was so strong. Psychological evaluation, and you can get that anywhere. They're putting staff in buildings that have no reason for it. It's a moneymaker because rents have gone up. Just one reason, but it's about $1. They don't want to retire when they're 40. They don't want to wait until they're my age. What was the other thing? Got a spot on your lung. Let us biopsy that. No, you can't go home. No, you can't go home. You got to be here another week. Doing what? And you question them about it. They get all, well, okay, you can go home. Because they don't know what to say. They have no reason for you being there another week. There's no reason except it's $1,000 a day anyway. Or you're insane. But if you can get up and walk around and drink and eat and go home. You better have a valid reason. They don't. They just say you need to stay another week. That's what I ran into. I said, I'm not staying. I'm going. Well, we'll see about that. Of course, then I had this lovely lady come in from Medicare and explain to me that I have patients' rights, that I can leave when I want. And I did. And as you can see, I'm moving around. What was the other thing? Darling, what was the other thing? You listening? She's not listening. Anyway, there's all kinds of little scammy things going on. And CPAP. That's it. I got a form from Medicare and it said that I'd been evaluated for breathing problems, whatever that thing is. You know, they put the CPAP map, you sleep apnea. I'd been evaluated for sleep apnea and that I was found to have it. So I needed this machine and I need instruction and I need all these other things. And I called them and said, I've not been evaluated for sleep apnea. And they were quick. They had a follow-up answer to that. They had a follow-up answer. Said, well, maybe they observed it and that's their test. Are you kidding me? If I observe a monkey climbing up a tree out here, they observed me not breathing? And my wife always quickly says, because she goes to all the meetings, she said, I sleep with a guy. We sleep next to him. If he wasn't breathing, I'd damn know it. And that just goes away. The whole question of CPAP and the evaluation. I'm not paying for that. You say you evaluated me, I'm not paying for it. And furthermore, I'm not undergoing any more of these stupid tests because it's all about money. How many people have sleep apnea that have a whole department and machines that they're going to rent you or sell you? How many people do you know that have sleep apnea? I don't know of anybody. And this isn't the first time I've run across people who evaluate for it other than me. You can find them everywhere. Yeah, they took me in to evaluate. Well, in my case, they just stated on the form thinking I'd never read the thing because no one ever does. Medicare, if things come out saying what they did, you don't read it because you don't care. And I read it and it said I'd been evaluated for sleep apnea and found to have it and therefore needed further treatment. I said I was never evaluated. And then the doctor quickly said, well, maybe they observed it. That's an evaluation. I've never not breathed when I was sleeping. That's just done. But they're looking because that money is being stretched. These people have only so much a deductible. Now, if you don't have the money, if you're broke, you think they're going to call you about sleep apnea? It's not even, I'm going to put it with automobiles. Every time I go in to have my oil changed the same place, all the men have changed. And now there's girls in there, but they don't last more than a few months. First thing they do is they put a thing on my battery and say my battery is low. I need a new battery. Could they put one in for me? It doesn't matter what you say. And I said, in one case, they told me that. They had put the battery in like a month before. I said, you idiots, look, that's your friggin' battery. You put it in a month ago and now you're telling me it's bad? Pull it out and put me a new one in. So it's all about scam. I'm going to say that word, scam. Money short. They want to, I don't know what they're doing with their money, but everybody wants to retire. No fun in retirement. For some people maybe, but not for me. Anyway, all these things can contribute to one's depression. They tell you you've got sleep apnea and you don't. They tell you you've got a lesion on your lung and you don't. And they want to cut you open and you don't want them to. So sometimes it's a medical crisis. Sometimes it's a personal issue. And if you're having a personal issue in your life, a lot of it has to do with communication. Without communication, we don't settle down. We don't ever get out of that funk of depression. Just justifying what's going on in your life through verbalization. Ooh, that's a big bunch of junk, isn't it? Kind of flowed out. I know I didn't say it. But reevaluate your life in a verbal way to somebody you trust. Or many people you trust. Or just to yourself, which is the most important person, because nothing happens without you believing it. Reevaluate what you're doing. Get a positive slant. Okay, I screwed these few things up, but look at all these good things I did. So I really had a pretty good year. If you add it all up, it's pretty good. Having trouble in the family, spend more time with them. It's pretty simple stuff. You don't need to pay someone to evaluate you every week and why you're depressed. Why are you depressed? You know, my wife hates me. Okay, spend some more time with her. Reevaluate your relationship. Maybe you're done with it. Maybe the relationship's done, and not moving on is depressing. Or maybe you're feeling guilty because you've let it go. You've let it slide. Anyway, Peanut's on his little stoop again. Depression happens quickly or slowly. You don't seem to be able to see it coming until you're just in a funk. Don't do something stupid. Communicate. Communication will save the day every time. Not everybody has a perfect year every year. And we're really in a recession of some kind. Everything's gone wacky. A lot of people have gotten fired right here at Christmas time. So take those things into account. These are temporary variations in the economy. I've lived through a bunch of them since the 50s. I mean, they happen irregularly or regularly, but this one's global. It's global. And people are cutting back and jobs are gone. The good part is you have unemployment. You have other means of employment if you look around. A lot of hiring online. Just deal with it in some way that's positive instead of nosediving into a depression. Recessions, depressions, they're all cyclical. You can't stop them. What happens is we have a good 4 or 5 or 10 years even. We just spin like we're drunken sailors. No offense to drunken sailors. But we spin it like there's no end. And then we lose our job and go, oh, screw it. What's going on here? Nobody warned me about this. Then you do it again. You go back in roaring. Everything's good. You had 10 years. Oh, the world's perfect and everything. You don't save any money. You don't put anything back. You just buy new cars and homes and spend it like drunken stockbrokers. And then it hits you again. You lose your house. You lose this. You lose it. These kinds of things happen with regularity. Plan for them. There's never been a time when there haven't been these things. Go back to the beginning of 1 BC. I'm sure they had recession. Were enough rocks around to throw at dinosaurs or something. Recessions have always been around. Don't ignore the fact that through history, you can go online and look when the last recessions were, depressions and recessions. And they'll tell you they're just regular. Plan for them. Don't spend all your money. Save it. Invest it. Do something with it other than just, oh, I need a new car. You got a new car. Oh, I need another new car. Make yourself recession proof. If you're recession proof, you're probably depression proof. All of our attitudes about ourselves, it revolves around money. It always has. Or our possessions. You got a bigger house than me. I don't feel very good. I need to add on some rooms. You need to get a big. This is, I guess it's reality for some people. It never has been in my family. No one's ever owned much of anything. So, anyway, this is a season to be jolly. Someone's saying, "Here's the season to be jolly." Stay away from depression. Keep yourself occupied. Communicate whenever possible. Reduce the risk of depression. Don't think these yahoos in every little clinic have the answer to all your problems, because they don't. They don't know you. They're not you. They have a textbook. Oh, he said this. That means I'm supposed to say this. Well, I'm feeling depressed. You get the answer. Why are you feeling depressed? You could ask yourself that question. Get to the root of it. Rip it up. Redigest it. Make it something that's not so bad. Anyway, I hope to see you all in 2023. I hope your life is good. I hope you have a great Christmas and a Happy New Year and all that blah, blah, blah. Just keep an even keel. I think that's keep even with things. Don't get strange over here, strange over there. Maintain. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.